Hey everyone, we'll get started here. We have Coach Finch this afternoon. We'll start with questions from John. John, go ahead.
Chris, nice to see you again.
You guys.
Yeah, can you just take us through what this little trip has been like for you guys, just from a team building standpoint, and like the progress that you're making, you think, going through to the opener a week away here now?
Yeah, I mean it's been a good trip. We're we're playing against some quality opponents. I like that. We've had some really good practices. We haven't been able to get to some of the lineups we want, particularly the Rudy Cat stuff, but we're working around that. But I've been very pleased. With the practices in particular, and some of the games. I think we got lots to improve on in the games, but practices have been great.
Do you anticipate being able to get to that Rudy Cat lineup in the next game or two here before the season starts, or
No, not tomorrow.
not tomorrow?
Hopefully the last game.
Are you getting the work done in practice that you want to get for those guys to, hopefully not be too rusty or unfamiliar starting the season?
Well, I think we would have ideally liked more, but we're definitely getting the work done, John.
Chris, go ahead.
Chris, how has Ant come back this preseason in terms of making the growth that you guys wanted him to make over the summer, and what areas has he improved in your eyes?
Yeah, I think offensively he's still trying to find his rhythm in our flow. Right now, that's been a bit choppy for everybody. We still see the great bursts. He can take over a game. He's done a good job of reading the game as it's unfolded, at the way he started to play the game and the way he adjusts to what the defense is doing as the game goes on. I think has been really good for him. Probably a little bit of a growth area there. He just got to continue to. I don't think the shot is where it needs to be, but I think that's just like some early season conditioning and everyone trying to find their legs a bit more.
How has his finishing around the rim been for you? I know it's been
really good. I mean, it's been very good actually. It's been I think he was 6 for 7 at the rim the other day, and he just has to. I think he needs to start games by trying to get there a little bit more aggressively. But other than that, he's worked his way to those rim finishes.
Do you see him more in control when he gets there, or maybe more deliberate when he gets around the rim than he was a year or two ago?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's I think his initial thrust has been good. It's probably changing speeds a little bit better. In that paint, in that pocket, in that crowded area.
Jace, go ahead. All right, we'll go to Dane. Dane, go ahead.
Hey, Chris, wanted to ask you about Rudy defensively. Historically, those Utah teams gave up very few corner 3-point shots. In what ways does the center and Rudy contribute to that, and how might he be able to lower that volume for you guys?
Yeah. Well, it keeps you out of rotations, allows guys to stay home or get home a little quicker than they could. In other coverages. And that's something, guys, we worked a lot on that early. And something that he's done a good job of communicating his feel and when to pass guys off and when to tell guys to start getting back. So yeah, that's something that we're gonna have to really continue to keep our eye on. We don't want I think it's something we can get better at, is guarding that corner 3.
And then with Rudy, we noticed he was wearing a knee brace in that game against the Lakers. Obviously he played in the game, assuming that's just precautionary or something, but is that just kind of a product of Eurobasket this summer?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a product of we're trying to give him as much rest as we can right now. And he's getting a bunch of treatment to just make that thing feel as good as it can, and we're trying to be mindful of all the work that he had in his ramp up this summer.
Brick, go ahead.
Chris, has the really strong bench play that you seem to have gotten affected your thinking on rotations at all when you see guys like Bryn or Torian, playing the way they are? Does that affect how you think they may come in and who they play with and that kind of stuff?
No, I would say no, Bryn, just in the sense I've had an open mind about it all, really. Haven't tried to like pencil in anyone at this stage into our rotations. Really love the way that Bryn's played. Love the way that Austin's played for that matter. We're gonna have to make some choices somewhere along the line. What we do like about our bench is, like, if you look at all those guys, they give you something a little different. So we have options, things to go to depending on what the game might need.
Doogie, go ahead.
Hey, Chris, thanks for doing this.
Yeah,
So
no
is it Rudy who won't play tomorrow night? And then when you say you're hopeful that Rudy and Cat can both play on Friday against the Nets, like, is it just a matter of Rudy's knee? Is that what you're alluding to? And is there a frustration level that who knows heading into 8 days from now if you'll be able to play these two together in the preseason?
Yeah, no, we're confident we'll be able to play these guys together in the preseason. So Rudy's out tomorrow. And it's on schedule to get them back on the court together.
We'll go Jack. Jack, go ahead.
Hey, Chris, good to see you. We've seen Naz play the four alongside both Cat and Rudy so far in the preseason, but also may play alongside someone like Kyle against smaller teams like Clippers. So two questions. Do you think that you'll see Naz play the five on nights even when Cat and Rudy are active? And then two, just what have you seen of the fit for Kyle and Naz so far in the preseason and in practice?
Well, it's very hard to play 3 5s in the league right now. It's just not. That's why we've been looking at Naz at the 4 minutes. But having said that, foul troubles and other things may happen, which gives you a chance to play a really experienced backup big, who's had a great camp so far. Kyle is, pretty much, as we talked about, so versatile that he can play in a lot of different lineup combinations, anywhere from the 1 to the 4. I think the biggest thing with him right now is just got to get him, kind of used to playing the 4 alongside Cat, which is what we focused on in the second half the other day.
Thank you.
Yep.
We'll go last question to Christos. Christos, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're doing well, first of all. Speaking about Rudy and Kat, how much pressure take off of each other through this training camp so far about their partnership on the floor?
How much pressure?
Pressure they take off each other.
Oh, I don't know. That's a question maybe you can ask them. I don't necessarily look at it like that. I think their combination, they certainly help each other. Like both their strengths and their weaknesses kind of align, if you will, and where they can really help each other. So that, I don't know if that answers your question.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
We'll send out the recording of this afternoon, and we'll talk to you guys soon.